Hey, what's going on? I wanted to do another VOD review today. Basically, I'm going around reading, watching, I don't know why I said reading, watching top player VODs so I can understand the characters that they're facing off against. So, without further ado, it shows 4 minutes, but don't let that time fool you, that these are actually 2 matches, if you can believe it. That's just how much of a goat ThrownOrc is. I get it now. Torque goes for ThrownOrc. And then they go by Wrastor, right? So it's like Wrastor. Awesome. I'm fucking enlightened now. See, now that means I'm gonna go into this game with a different perspective, because I know that now. I'm so sorry for delaying this. Alright, so we already get, from right out of the gates, Wrastor loses disadvantage, but the way that Wrastor loses disadvantage and how the Wrastor gets back is absolutely wild. Because look at this. At this point, bro, it should be wraps. Stock 1, Wrastor should have lost. Like, easily. But, obviously, with any sort of player, right, there's always going to be, not many people are going to be playing at their best. And stock 1 goes to Wrastor. F tilt, blah, blah, blah. Usually when Rock gets out, me personally, I'm always stressing. And then Wrastor here just gets get out of jail free card. Alright. Alright. Now that that sequence is done, we gotta lock in for this shit. Alright, oh. So Kragg does like the worst option possible, right? Which is just bear on shield, not really spacing it or anything. Then we get the grab. Alright? Obviously, we go for the up throw. I guess maybe I said obviously, but maybe it's not that obvious. Because right here, I'd go for like a back throw or some shit and then do some like gangly shit and then die for it. But up throw makes a lot of sense, especially considering the Kragg is literally at 0%, right? So then after an up throw, what are you gonna do? They go for a fair. And then they realize that Kragg is gonna panic shield. But this is where I really love the sequence. So right here, because they know that Kragg is gonna land on the platform, obviously. Wave dashing to the left allows them to cover tech roll right. Right? So like anything that happens right here, Wrastor covers it, right? But just in case there's a wave land to the right, and then with that going on, the Wrastor's able to react tech. I forgot what the fuck RTC stands for, but they're able to react to the tech roll. And because now they're in prime position, this is something I'm going to be using, hopefully. Because now that they're in the middle of this, they're in prime position to do anything. If Kragg rolled to the right here, Wrastor would have been able to do something about it. If Kragg teched in place, Wrastor would have been able to do something about it. And then, the cool thing about the versatility, check this out, the versatility of wave dashing moves. The versatility of wave dashing here, if the tech was missed, Wrastor still would have been able to do something about it, because they would have been reacting to it. They still would have been moving. Whereas what I usually do, which is obviously not the best, if this were to happen, right, I'd be like, alright, it's my time. I'd either go for an up air and then get like 2 up airs and then fucking sing songs. Or what I would probably do in this situation, I would probably immediately land on the platform and wait for the tech option. Which, sure, I would be able to be in a position, but one thing that I've always struggled with is against tech in place and then fighting. Like, or if somebody just misses the tech on purpose and then does a get-up attack. I always struggle with that. But doing something like this would help me a lot, and I'm going to be using this. Hopefully. Oh. Wait, do we call that galaxy or purpling? Food for thought, I don't know. Okay. Makes sense. No flipping way. What? I've already watched these VODs. That way I can, like, gauge what I'm going to say prior to this. But I'm still in shock that this entire sequence just happened. I think that was a scraw to literally just get back up, and then it coincidentally just attacked. So, anyways. Okay. So the Wrastor here attacks the moment Kragg uses Pillar. Obviously that doesn't kill because Pillar's right there. But then since they know that Kragg is not pillaring again, I guess the Kragg could, in theory, air dodge, but check this out. The only optimal path for an air dodge is to the right. So Wrastor doing this, because right here, this is what an idiot Wrastor would do. I'd be somewhere, if you can see my mouse, I'd be around here going for it, right? But that would be the terrible plan. That would be a bad plan to do. But the Wrastor, because they know Pillar's exhausted, Pillar's literally right here fucking doing nothing. Kragg is over here trying to get back. They know this is literally the spot. And then boom. Gets that. This is game 1, by the way. And this person is no slouch. ZeeBee is, I don't know, they probably pay their taxes. I don't know who they are. I'm still trying to get into the mix of who the fuck is who. But according to ThrownOrc, ZeeBee had a 13-game win streak. And ThrownOrc is pretty fucking good. He's one of the better Wrastors. Oh shit. Alright, so now we got game 2. And plus, Kragg's fucking box regardless, bro. I swear to God, Kraggs, I get fucked up all the time against a Kragg. I love fighting them, but bro, once that rock comes out, I don't know what the fuck to do. Alright. Cool. Good grab. Oh! Alright, we get, sorry for breaking the action right here. But we have the exact same, the similar situation that happened last time. Where we get... Oh, okay. So, similar situation that one happened last time, but this is what... This is that cat and mouse game that usually happens, right? Or bird and bug. So, Wrastor wavelands to the right, but the Kragg tech rolls left. Kragg is able to avoid all the bullshit that Wrastor is going to put him through, alright? Yep. Just avoids that. So maybe the best course of action would have been to tech in place. Oh, sorry. Waveland, whatever the fuck. Waveland regularly instead of moving. Anyways. Pillar was on for no reason. Was that true? Hold the phone. I don't doubt if it was true, but that didn't look true. Holy shit. Hold on, we gotta point this out. One thing, what identifies a good Wrastor from a fucking phenomenal Wrastor is something that Torque literally did right now. Look at this. Look at these fucking aggressive wave dashes. Look at that shit. It's like, bro, it's literally like fighting Mike Tyson in his prime right here. Look at this shit. Like, if that Wrastor tried to jump or some shit, it would have been hit with, like, late fair, right? If that Wrastor... I think if that Wrastor stayed, I think it would have been hit by late fair. But motherfucker, wave dash inwards. Fucking inwards. One thing that would be cool to experiment is if you know somebody's going to be landing with fair. This is something that, like, a lot of Kirby's did, right? They would duck, and then they would input an attack. But because Kirby's so fucking crouched, that not many attacks can hit him. You have to really space to hit Kirby. I wonder if that's the same. I think the only character that can really reliably do that in this game is probably Orcane or some shit. But look at that. Still, nonetheless, like, look at that. They're fucking weaving out here, bro. Check that shit, bro. Oh my god. And then down B. And we get that situation again. But because it's a half platform... Oh, I'm gonna let this play out. Hold the phone. Alright, beautiful sequence. Bro. The thing with these, I promise you, if I were to challenge this Kragg, I'd be looking like this Kragg right now. I'd be looking like I'm like a fucking ragdoll just getting slapped around. But, like, these sequences are beautiful, by the way. Just because we've covered it 2 times at this point, I feel like we gotta close out the trifecta, right? So, we get another down B, right? We get another situation where Wrastor, Waveland's right. Kragg goes for a tech in place. Because the platform is half, it is in half, you have the option to cover all options. And that's where we get the fucking down throw. And remember, the platform is still cut in half. So we have the option to cover all options. And, I'm actually not sure why down throw was selected, but, who am I to judge, right? Yeah, no, yeah, down throw was actually the worst option. Or, sorry. Down throw wasn't the worst option, it was the down air after. I think what happened was... I think it was just a glitch in the matrix right here. Because I think they were still trying to go for down air. But I think because the Kragg fucking fell off the platform like a fucking dweeb that this happened. I think that's what happened. Because I don't usually see that interaction. And then Kragg throwing rocks. Sorry, I apologize. I don't think there was any SSDI out there. So this Kragg flubbing this... I thought this was like Kragg's bread and butter. Like, I thought this was something that Kraggs come out the womb knowing. But looks like... I don't know how to tell DI lines. I know in Smash there's like some fucking like lines and shit. But regardless, Kragg missed that shit. I think it was... Yeah, I think it was missed by a fucking frame or 2. Right? Dog. Sorry. Connecting F-clap to F-clap is something I want to fucking do. That's what I aspire to be. And Wrastor explodes. You know, yeah, let's take this as a sign. We should really buff Wrastor's weight. Because look at that. He just died to a random fair, right? Lest we forget, right, that this was the first time that the Kragg took in 2 games. But, you know, like, Wrastor should be, you know, come on. Dan, I know you're watching us. I know you're of the 10 people that watch. My mom included. Thanks. That. Alright, we're done with that interaction. We gotta fucking peep this shit. Alright, let's go from the very beginning. Low percent, right? Oh, down air already. And then panic shield. Wrastor goes for the up strong. Oh, sorry, up throw. And then wave dash in to get the jump cancel. And then up tilt. Right? And we already saw what comes next. Because the thing is, Kragg's obviously not going to be going closer to Wrastor. Wrastor can't really close that distance like that if Kragg tech rolls right. So right here, you got to strategically, and I say strategically, throw out your Slipstream Reserve. Because that'll get you what you want. And it covers all options. Right? Yeah, it covered all options right into the bear. But thankfully he's at such low percent that the Wrastor's able to literally spot dodge out of that bitch. And because I should have said to take a mental note of the amount of times that tech roll left has been a thing. Because check this out. Every single time this situation has happened, a tech roll left occurred. Like anytime Wrastor got a Kragg, I got this Kragg onto a platform above, a tech roll left has happened. So, because of this Wrastor's like, motherfucker, tech roll left one more goddamn time. And then check this out. Beautiful. Oh, I stand corrected again. But then, you know, it was actually like a clever fake out. Because, like, you know, like, if you jump and then down strong, like, the Kragg's not even gonna look at it. And then we get the multiple. That was a good tech. That was a really fucking good tech. Good nair. And up strong to close it out. Yeah, fucking beautiful set. Yeah, that covers that. Please let me know what you want to see in the next video. See ya.